And welcome back to this episode of Gabe's Cave, guys. This is a weekly Meet the Artist, and I've got a great one for you to meet this week. But before we jump into that, let's just take a minute and thank who makes this all possible, rpghiring.com. Thank you, rpghiring.com, building people, changing lives. None of this would be possible without you. Now, right on to our next guest, Mr. Ari Arnaldsson. Ari, what's going on, brother?
Hey man, everything's really good. How are you guys?
Man, pretty well, pretty well. You know, man, I was married at one point in time some years ago, and my wife's first name was Arakel, but we all called her Ari, R-I-R-R-A-I. So, yeah, you're the only other person I know that went by that, except what we called her as her nickname. So, yeah.
That's a beautiful name.
What nationality are you? Let's see if you and her have some of the same descent.
Basically just Icelandic. Nothing complicated there. Just Icelandic.
I don't know. I think it came from somewhere else besides that, brother. But either way it goes, it's cool. It's a very, very cool coincidence.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's jump into these cards, brother. You sent some amazing pieces, and you've been on a Gabe's Cave exclusive cover of ours as well. I put this one at the very front here because I'm not really sure where this came from, but it looks so familiar to me. So I'm going to let you enlighten me and the audience on what movie or video game. What did this come from?
This is actually from Bullet Train.
Bullet Train.
You saw it with Brad Pitt.
Okay, yeah. There's this mask. These kinds of masks are so iconic from all over walks of all kinds of movies. So I didn't know if it was an older '90s movie with like kung fu or what. So I didn't want to get it wrong. But yeah, that's awesome. So what made you want to do this card?
It's really random. I was just watching the movie, and it's a decent movie, but I thought it just looked really beautiful. It was beautifully shot, and there's this one shot that sort of kept getting used in the movie. I think it was like 3 or 4 times, where like there's like heavy rain and this sort of character is shooting someone or something, and the light and the rain and everything is just so dramatic and cool. So it's just one of those scenes where you see it and you just sort of write it down as a future reference for some type of art thing. So I just decided to use it here, pretty much.
Well, I'm glad that you did, and I'm sure that the viewers out there that are going to get a chance to win some of these are going to be glad you did.
I hope so.
Next, we have, I don't know if you know this or not, but we have a food truck park that we're opening up right beside our store here, where there's going to be like 8 different food trucks, and we're calling it DP's Food Truck Park, and it's going to have a big old like thing out there with Deadpool by a food truck with his chimichanga.
Awesome. Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, that's exciting, man.
So tell us, why Deadpool? Why this card?
This is just one of those scenes, man. I mean, most of the cards, it's just I always write down scenes when I'm watching movies, and mostly, of course, Star Wars and superhero movies and stuff like that, but also just random movies. Whenever there's a scene that's I feel like iconic or looks great or something, I always write it down on my phone. And when I'm doing your cards, because you give us such freedom, I just always go through that list, and this scene, I just always remember it from Deadpool. When I think of Deadpool, I think of this scene, so I just had to do it, pretty much.
Well, thank goodness for those notes.
Yeah, it's a long list, man. It's a long list. But like this set as well, I wanted to do a lot more details and try maybe some more random scenes, not just like cinematic shots, but also like full body characters and stuff like that. So this was one of those things where it's not necessarily the most beautiful shot, but I think people know what scene that is when you see it.
Yep. And next, I know there's going to be some people out there that are going to be excited about seeing some Pokemon cards, and not just Pokemon cards, like if hyper realistic could be used in a term, for Pokemon art. Like that's what this is. The eyes, dude, are like it looks like I'm looking at an animal. Like if you get right at these cards and look at the eyeballs, like you feel like you're looking at something that's alive, which I know you guys strive to do that with your art anyway, but yeah, you really did a great job. So tell me why the Pokemon cards? Why Bulbasaur and Pikachu here?
Well, I'm a big Pokemon fan, and I realized I think these are like I think these are my first two Pokemon cards, and I've been doing this for a few years, so I just decided to rectify that, and I just watched Detective Pikachu, and that's sort of it's a decent movie, but I like the way that they sort of made Pokemon realistic, and I mean that's our dream, right? Pokemon being real. So I just decided to use that as a reference rather than sort of the original animation. So, and also because I love, like you say, like the eyes and like making it as realistic as I can. So I just figured it would be fun.
Just great pieces, and you guys are lucky, you lucky dogs out there that get to win this stuff for free. Next, this is probably, I don't want to say this, yeah, but I will. I'm going to say it because I have the privilege of making videos like this and interviewing people and making assumptions when I could be completely wrong, because that's what happens when you have a podcast. But this is probably the most iconic scene of media in the last 365 days is Eddie Munson jamming out to Metallica on top of this trailer in the underworld here, the Upside Down. Not that you have to explain why, but yeah.
I mean, it's like you say. I mean, it's like you see it and it's just instantly a classic, and it's as metal as you can get, like they said in the show. So it's just, and also like I was saying earlier, it's one of those things where you can sort of try to push more detail with sort of full body characters and just the whole sort of surrounding area and everything, the colors in the entire Stranger Things series. It's all just beautiful. So there's a lot to pick from the show, but that scene in particular was something that stood out for sure.
He was the hero that none of us knew we needed.
Yeah, I really didn't like him at first.
Yeah.
I did not know where they were going with him, but man, I cried.
Yeah, character development, dude. Talk about character development.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Man, okay. Now, is this from the video game Spider-Man? Is this from the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always liked the sort of Ben Reilly Spider-Man design, and it's mainly in the comics, but I found this reference and it's beautiful. It's beautifully rendered, and I just wanted to try it out.
Yeah, I love this suit. The hoodie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
Now the villain that we didn't know we wanted, that has now been, sketched in everybody's memory for eternity, Vecna. You've got the color and the shading and the gloss in the eyes on this card. Explain your thought process here. Why Vecna?
Texture. That's the reason. I just love trying texture. It's the hardest thing, at least for me as an artist, and it's also the most fun when you get right. Almost. I mean, I don't think I sort of hit the nail on the head perfectly with this one, but I was pretty happy with it, because I mean it's a small medium, and you want to get sort of that sort of wet look and still the sort of tentacles and stuff like that. So it was a really hard one, but it was a really fun one. So it's fun to sort of challenge yourselves. So when I see a cool sort of textured character, that's something I want to try out for sure. Yeah.
Well, I will say that you hit the nail on the head. You did another good job on the texture is down here on Gore, but we'll get there in a minute. But Old Man Logan here, just a fantastic piece of heart with him standing there. Just a great scene in the movie. What made you want to choose this?
It's one of my, I think I would say one of my favorite movies, just the past recent years at least. And there aren't many, like I don't know how you say it, but sort of cinematic shots really. I mean, there aren't many sort of superhero-esque shots, but I really wanted to do something from that movie. I wanted to do it for a while, and I didn't want to do just a like a portrait of Hugh Jackman or something. So like the theme of this is try to do more full body characters and stuff like that. And I found this shot in the movie, and it's just really dramatic. It's towards the end, and I just thought it was a great challenge. And like the fact that you see that it's Hugh Jackman is enough for me. So that's a success.
Yeah,
So it's really fun.
and it's easy to say that Wolverine will run headfirst into a fight because he knows that he'll heal. But in this movie, he was running headfirst into the fight when he knew that he was about to stop healing, and that it didn't matter. He was still doing the right thing, which that just lets you know the character of Wolverine. Just fantastic movie making, in my opinion. Next, we have another superhero crossing over the lines into DC here, though. We've got Aquaman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman. So why Aquaman? Let's talk about that.
Well, he's a really cool character, and I don't believe I've drawn him that many times either. And I'm a glutton for punishment, so like the tattoos and the hair, it's enough to sort of challenge me. So like I said, I always like sort of giving myself a little bit of a challenge, and also because this is such a small medium, I don't know why, but I just try to find the most detailed shots and the most sort of pointlessly detailed scenes just to challenge myself and make it a little bit more fun. And I think that, like I said earlier, like when you achieve it, I think the feeling is that much better. So that's why.
Well, I believe that it looks amazing, and I think that the viewers are going to be lucky and happy to get this when they get that little red box. Next, this is a Star Wars card, and I'm almost Star Wars literate, but the viewers already know that. But I'm going to try here. Is this one of the Inquisitors?
No.
God.
Not one of those Inquisitors, no. This is from the Old Republic. This is Dr. Revan, which is one of my favorite games ever to play, Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay. I actually played that. I actually played that video game. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, man.
Yeah.
I play it every year, again and again.
Again and again. Dang it! I just knew. I was like, I'm gonna get this one right. That's an Inquisitor.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
What a fail.
It's okay, man.
What a miserable fail. It happens again, and every time, if I'm gonna get one wrong, it's gonna be a Star Wars character, and it is what it is. At least I don't mess up on superheroes. Next down here we have gore, and like we just said about the texture of this. Like, it may not have been comic book accurate, but I still think they did a very good job with this character in live action. So, why'd you choose to do gore?
I mean, for the same reasons we said before, like texture, like for sure. But I also thought that he was the best thing about that movie, and he was just used way too little.
Yeah, no doubt.
In the movie for, I don't know, like 10 minutes at most, I feel like, and he was definitely the best thing. So I just wanted to sort of give him a little bit of a shout out.
And here, not that I'm against the old It movies, because it is what it is, but the new It movies are actually where it's at. So this is a fantastic card. Why Pennywise? And I love the fact that you chose to turn the bottom of the balloon where the knot is. I'm like, you chose to turn that to us, to put that extra, because you could have easily kicked that to the side and did away with that extra having to do that. Yeah.
Just more work. I love it. And all the texture in the forehead and everything. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, it's what I love to do, and I think this design is one of the best designs in horror movies recently. I mean, say what you will about the movies, I like them, but I can understand people that don't like them. But the design of Pennywise I feel like it's a really good design. So I love drawing it. I've drawn it a lot recently. So
are you aware that he's also going to be the new Crow?
No, I actually did not know that. I thought Jason Momoa was supposed to be.
He was going to, but he flaked out, and now he's going to be the Crow. Yeah, and look, we did of course you don't have to watch the whole episode on that, but we did an episode on like stuff coming out this summer. and things to look forward to or whatever. And The Crow was one of the things that we talked about.
Yeah, I really love that movie.
Yep. I've already made one mistake on this video, so I'm going to let you tell me exactly what this is.
Yeah, well, I really don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's Darth Nihilus, something like that. I think I've never heard his name actually spoken, but I've seen it written. And he's actually in the same game as Darth Vader. No, he's in number 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2. He's the main bad guy there.
Main point is it's a Star Wars character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's all you need to know, folks.
Yeah.
All right. This is an amazing scene from this movie. Obviously, guys, this is from The Dark Knight, and this is Heath Ledger's Joker standing there with that bag. Why this scene in particular?
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm trying to pick some sort of different scenes than maybe I would normally. I wanted to draw the Joker, so I went straight to sort of a portrait, sort of close-up of the face. But I wanted to try to change things up. So I really like this scene. It's the opening scene, and it just sort of says a lot about the character, and sort of it's one of the best openings of a movie ever. And I sort of like this sort of composition where you sort of can't see his head, but you see his face. You know what I mean? So I just liked it. Sort of artistic in a way.
It is very artistic, people. So if you people like that artistic stuff, this is where it's at right here.
Yeah, man.
Here we have Dr. Fate from a movie that I thought got, did wrongfully by the critics. I thought it was a lot better than what people gave it credit for. I mean, I don't think The Rock made a bad Black Adam at all. I actually think he did a pretty good job.
I agree. It was a pretty decent movie. I mean, I'm not expecting any sort of cinematic masterpiece when I'm going to a Black Adam movie, so I left entertained, and that's all it needed to do for me. So I loved it.
The only thing that would have made it better is to know that Henry Cavill was still Superman, and that he would have been able to be a part of this whole deal. People have heard me gripe about it before, and
I agree, man.
But yeah, I don't agree with all the changes they did there. Do you have any kind of cons or anything coming up where people that might get to meet you in person around in your area?
Yeah, I'm doing one in September here in Iceland, which is basically the only one we have here in Iceland. So I'll be there.
So if you guys want to hop on a plane and go in September, there's going to be a con in Iceland. And it's probably going to be a big deal because apparently it's the only one they have there ever. So
yeah, and I mean we're getting a few stars from Firefly, and we're getting a life-size TIE fighter, I think.
Woo!
Outside in the parking lot. A lot of cool stuff. So I'm excited. I went the last time it was held. I think this is the 3rd year, but I mean it hasn't been held the last 3 years because of, well, we know the reasons, but I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be a big one this year.
You guys, are you open for commission in case people watching?
Commission, but might be some time. I don't know. I will let you know if you contact me, but I'm always open.
And of course,
hit me up and we can figure something out.
We will have his social media stuff in the description or somewhere on this video for you guys to get in touch with him if you guys would like to. Ari, man, I appreciate you taking time out to come talk to us about your cards, Mo, and hang out. You got about 2 more minutes for me to tell the people about some stuff we got going on, and then I'll let you give the cards away from last week. Sound good?
Oh, sounds good, man.
Okay, guys, so let me tell you about the Oklahoma City Horror Con that is August 5th and the 6th, and Cowtown Comic Con that is September 30th through October 1st. I'm not just telling you about those cons because I want y'all to just go. I'm telling you because we will be there. I will be there, so you can meet us in person. You can meet Uncle Nasty. We'll have stuff to give away. Y'all know how we do. Also, if you live anywhere near here or you want to make a trip to the cave you can meet Lisa Castellano Miller on July the 16th. She will be in the building. On July 17th, we will have Rob Broussard, who is another fantastic artist. And on July 22nd, we have author T.B. Phillips. He will be in the building signing books, meeting people. And don't forget about DP's food truck that we got going. And every Thursday night, we've got Gabe's Cave After Dark on our Facebook page, Gabe's Cave Comics, Cards, and Collectibles, where I do a auction sale type thing for comic books. Woo! That's a lot of stuff going on, man. Had to get it out.
Damn, that was impressive.
Yes, man, and there's more coming. There's more coming. So look, this is what I need you to do. I need you to do me a favor if you can. I need you to take 2 fingers, one on each hand. I need you to act like you're hitting the enter and the print key. And what you're doing is you're sending the people off to the giveaway video so they can win the cards from last week.
All right, we're ready.
Let's go. Congratulations, Cave Maniacs, you lucky 10 winners that's going to walk away with one of these cards. And don't forget, these other ones will pop up in loot boxes. So you lucky dogs that come down there at dead last, there's a good possibility that you'll get one of these cards just thrown in as a bonus. All right, brother. Anything else you want to say to the people?
Just thank you for your time, man. It's been a blast. It's always fun to come on here and always fun to do these sets. And the reception is always amazing. So just keep it up.
No, man, you're the bomb. We love you, bro. And I hope that we keep doing stuff with you, man. It really means a lot.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace out.